Guys, thank you so much for getting on the webinar with us. I think we almost reached 1,000 people. If I'm not wrong, we put out a challenge to ourselves that this time we wanted to have 1,000 people on the webinar. So just so appreciative to all of you. I'd like to start all my webinars off because I know everybody who's on the line is like me. They're a business owner. They're running their own business. You guys are salespeople, so your most valuable asset is your time. You're giving your time to us. It will not go without return. This webinar, if you apply these things we're going to go over today, it's going to be a really quick and succinct webinar. But if you apply these tactics, especially for all of our clients on the line, if you apply these tactics to your next issue, you will get referrals. I promise you, if you put it into action, you will get referrals, because if you take these ideas and actually take action on them, you will do one of the most important things, which is actually talking to your clients. So when we decided, hey, what's the next webinar we're going to do? What are we going to talk about? We wanted to focus on our most popular issue. Believe it or not, the most popular issue for Reminder Media and for American Lifestyle Magazine is our holiday issue. And I'm going to walk you guys through the reason why I think that is, but the purpose of this webinar is to help you focus on getting your holiday issue ready and out the door so you can capture more referrals over the holidays. And I should have put in the title, more repeat business as well, because you have an opportunity to connect with your past clients that they might be interested to actually do repeat business with you. So the goal of this webinar is to help you customize your magazine, utilize your magazine over the holidays to ultimately result in getting more referrals and more repeat business. Now, we do have some people on our webinar, as always, that maybe aren't clients of Reminder Media, that don't even know who we are, maybe saw one of our Facebook ads, maybe saw this in an email. So I just want to take a second and introduce myself and Reminder Media. As Jesse said, there is a questions tab, so you guys can put in your questions, and I also want to make note that I talk extremely fast. I've been told that my whole life, so I apologize. I talk super fast, but this will be recorded. So this is going to come out to you guys after the webinar, so you can listen back, reference back to it. So don't worry if you miss something, but please put in your questions. Just to introduce myself, my name's Luke Acree. I'm the president of Reminder Media. Reminder Media, we are a sales and marketing company that focuses on relationship marketing. So we've been in the business for about 15 years now. We have worked with over 60,000 business professionals this year. We'll probably touch working with 40,000, mainly real estate agents, financial advisors, insurance agents, but we actually work with over 140 different industries. And what I always tell people very simplistically is my passion, my heart, and what I want to help you do is what I believe is the most critical thing in any business. It doesn't matter if you're a mom and pop store on Main Street or you're a real estate agent. The most critical thing in any business that I've seen over years of doing this is how do you make sure that you connect with your database of people. That would be your prospects, your clients, your past clients. Connect with them in a relationship type way, so when they wake up this morning and they need your expertise, maybe it's real estate, maybe they're looking to sell their home. How do you make sure that you've kept in touch with them, that you've stayed connected with them, so when they need your expertise, you're the real estate agent they think of, and not your competition down the road? That has been my heart and specialty, my passion for the last so many years, is really diving into this idea of how do you market to your database, how do you connect with the people in your community so you build a relationship with them so they actually continue to use you, and not only do they continue to do repeat business with you, but more importantly, they have such a great relationship with you that when their friend needs somebody or their family member, they're referring you out. And that's really been our specialty and why we created American Lifestyle Magazine to begin with. And this whole webinar is focused on our holiday issue. And I want to focus you guys on the numbers right now as we dive into the content of this webinar. I want to focus you on why I believe this holiday issue is so critical for you guys to actually utilize and take advantage of. So many people, when I talk to them about the holidays and the marketing that they're doing, they actually pull back during the holidays. They actually do less marketing during the holiday time and during the winter months, and they're missing a golden opportunity. I want to make the point that you pay 4 quarters in this life. You're playing 4 quarters where they're 90-day cycles. And what you do in a 90-day cycle will dictate the results of your next quarter. And so if you pull back in the holidays, if you pull back over November and December, That's going to dictate what you do in the spring market. I promise you that. And if you look at these numbers on the screen, I hope it drives home why I believe you should actually ramp up your connections during the holidays, because you have so much more potential. 39 million families traveled for Thanksgiving. I bring that stat onto the screen because what do people like to do when they travel? They like to read. It's a perfect opportunity. Imagine if you called your whole database and right when the magazine hits homes, right? You call your whole database and just say, hey, wanted to let you know the new issue arrived. Find out where they're traveling and remind them to bring it with them on their road trip or on their vacation where they're going. 28% of Americans will have more than 12 people at their table. So it's a perfect opportunity for referrals to come up. 86% of Americans' families gather for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Why am I driving home these stats? The reason why I'm driving home these stats, I know in my own family, I grew up in a family of 8 kids. So not only did I have a family of 8 kids, my dad's brother, so my cousins, they were family. They had like 6 kids in their family. And so what happens, guys, is when you're getting together with your family, you're talking about the major life events that are going on. That's when you're talking about the kids. That's when you're talking about weddings. That's when you're talking about moving. And you should take advantage of that and make sure you're connecting with your database of people so when those conversations come up, you can be there. And I'm going to teach you how your magazine can put you there almost like a Trojan horse. So there's 3 things I want to cover very succinctly in this webinar. 1 is updating your mailing list. 2, customizing your magazine. And 3, the most important, which is utilizing your magazine, taking your magazine, turning it into referrals, turning it into repeat business. So let's dive right in with updating your mailing list. So I want to walk through these different segments that you should actually focus on. And I want to make a point that the quality of your marketing, because that's where my heart and passion has been, is in marketing and in sales. The quality of your marketing, from what I've seen over years of doing this, comes from how well you segment your list. How well your list is developed will dictate how well you do when it comes to growing your business. Have you ever heard the saying, your net worth is dictated by your network? That is because the quality of how you build your list, the quality of the people you're connected to, will drive how well your business does. Make sure for your holiday issue, you put your friends and family on the list. Now, I know you might be thinking, Luke, I don't want to waste money spending, $3.79 on my family member for the holiday because they're going to use me as a real estate agent. The reality, and I've seen this time and time again, and I want to share a story about my brother. I hope he's on this webinar. I might embarrass him a little bit, but he plays music at his church every week. And he's on the praise band at his church. And every week he's practicing with these musicians. Guess what? Someone on his praise band used another realtor. They actually used another realtor. And Steven's thinking to himself, he's going, how in the world? I play with this person every week. I know this person. And they end up using another realtor. Sometimes the most painful stories, and maybe you have testimonies of this in your own life, the most painful stories are when it's your close relative that uses another agent or your friend that uses another agent. And the reason why is because they don't see you through the eyes of your business and your career. They see you through the eyes of being the best friend or being the uncle. Meaning a good test for you would be if I asked you what your uncle does for a living and what he needs in his career to be successful, would you be able to name that? And if you can't name that, think to yourself, there's no way they probably know that you need referrals to be successful. Yeah, they might know the basics that you sell houses or you help people buy houses, but they don't know exactly how you grow your business. So it's a perfect opportunity over the holidays to connect with your friends and family on a very personal way by sending them your magazine. And this kind of replaces your holiday card because we're going to get into the customization where you can actually write specific messages to specific people. Second, make sure you take the second to put all of your past transactions on your list for this holiday mailing. I know when I coach agents and speak to agents all the time, all of them know that they should be keeping in touch with their past clients. Stop yourself right now and ask yourself, how many times for the people that you sold this year in March or in January, how many times have you contacted them since you sold them the home? And let that reality sink in, whatever it is for you and your business. Think about the people that you've sold homes to just this year. How many times have you followed up with them or touched base with them since you sold them the home? We do so well a lot of times as real estate agents or financial advisors where when we get the business, we do so well during the transaction, keeping in touch, updating them on what's happening with the contracts, all that good stuff. That tone that you set, how well you kept in touch with them over the course of them actually doing the transaction, don't let it fall down after the transaction, because if you set such a high standard, this is the mistake. If you set such a high standard when you're keeping in touch during the transaction and you don't follow through with that afterwards, touching base to see how they're doing, sending them things to keep in touch, what starts to happen in the mind of the consumer, because I'm a consumer myself, is you start realizing, oh, all they cared about was the business. All they cared about was the transaction. Put all of your past clients on the list. Another stat to be aware of, most referrals come within 24 months of someone doing a transaction. So you have a golden opportunity, especially the closer to the transaction, the more it triggers what? The reciprocity effect. The reciprocity effect, guys, is when you do something nice for someone, they want to reciprocate and do something nice for you. This is how referrals are given. If you guys follow the coach Brian Buffini, he talks about doing pop buys and he talks about triggering gratitude, creating a buzz. That's the reciprocity effect that he's trying to cash in on. He's trying to, hey, create a buzz, do something nice for somebody, make something unique happen, and people will want to reciprocate back to you. This is a perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of that and send your magazine to them as a gift, thanking them for the transaction this year. But don't just stop at this year. Obviously, all of your past transactions should go on the list. Add the prospects who are looking to buy in the new year. A lot of times what you're up against right now in the fall market is people want to be in their home before Christmas, and when they don't see that happen, when they don't see themselves getting in their home before Christmas or before Thanksgiving, they put you off, right? They block you and say, well, because I can't get in before the holidays, I want to spend the holidays, with my family. I don't want to be rushed and all over the place, so we'll wait till the new year. Don't make the mistake where you don't keep in touch with them, that you don't keep up this good impression during this time frame, because the last thing you want is the momentum to die or the relationship to die. Add your local businesses and your partners. So all of you should have partners in your business. They're not vendors. They're not just people that service maybe the mortgage or the title. They're not just the insurance company. You should have partners in your business. You should have at least 5 partners. When you think of a CPA, a lawyer, title, insurance, mortgage, that's 5 partners right there that you can add to your list. But not only can you add them to your list to thank them for the relationship and for being a partner with you and helping you serve your clients, be really unique here and let them know, hey, I would love to cross-pollinate with you this season during the holidays. I would love to send this magazine not only as a thank you and a holiday card to my clients, I want to send it as a holiday and thank you to your clients, and we can co-brand on the magazine together. And it's a way for you to not only reach people that maybe you haven't reached, but it gives you a way also to make a better relationship with your partners and bring down the cost of your magazine. Then last, put your old forgotten leads on the list. Stop to yourself and think right now, we're in September, we're almost to October, right? We're almost into the 4th quarter. How many leads have you gotten this year? And get that number in your mind. Now, how many of those leads have you forgotten about? How many of those leads that have come from Facebook, that have come from Zillow, that have come from maybe door knocking campaigns that you've done, how many have you forgotten about, that you haven't kept up with, that you haven't actually brought back to the forefront of your efforts? Take the time to use your magazine, and this is a perfect opportunity to use your digital, because you might not want to spend the money sending a physical copy to maybe one of your old forgotten leads. It's a perfect opportunity to use your digital magazine to send to all your forgotten leads. I hear so many great stories of people doing this to leads that they tried to get on the phone, never got on the phone, and they reach out again, being consistent and trying to stay on them, and they end up getting a deal. So add your old and forgotten leads to your mailing list. Think of your mailing list as a living document. Your mailing list is not something that's going to be set in stone. It's something that's going to be constantly evolving. If your mailing list is not constantly evolving, that's why your results aren't happening the way you want them. Remember, the segmentation and the quality of your list will dictate the quality of your results. Meaning you should constantly be segmenting down, how do I add people? How do I remove people that are no good? How do I get the quality of my list up? When people go to sell their business, because I've had friends that sell businesses, and service-based businesses, so much of your business is built upon the quality of your clients, the quality of your database. So much of your value is built into that. All right, let's move on to next, which is customizing your magazine. So I want to take a point to point out the benefits of customizing your magazine. 38% of readers have made a referral because of the magazine. These are not our stats. This comes from GFK. I've shared this before on past webinars, but for our clients that are on the line, we get GFK to audit our magazine, where they do the surveys, they do the research. They're a national research institute, and they come back and they share with us the average results that people are seeing. 38% of readers have made a referral because of the magazine. So you should be seeing 38% of the people you send to giving you a referral. Now we're going to talk about that when we get to utilizing the magazine. So if you're not seeing that, I'm going to give you some action items to take advantage of it. 55% of recipients have been influenced to conduct repeat business because of the magazine. Draw your attention to this one. 84% of readers are saving the tear-out cards. When we had GFK do this study, this was the one stat that I actually did not believe at all when we got it back. I was like, that can't be right. They did something wrong with the numbers. Had them go back and check it out. 84% of readers save the tear-out cards, meaning they're keeping, especially we're seeing this with the recipe cards, because they love the recipe cards. So that's one of the ways you want to make sure you're customizing your magazine, but they're saving it. And then 79% of recipients say advertising in the magazine provides them with useful information about the products and services. Now, anybody who is a client of ours knows that we put very, very limited advertising in the magazine. That is not how Reminder Media makes their money, selling ads in the magazine. This is a product for you, for your clients, so we keep the advertising very, very minimal, and that means the advertising that they're referring to here is your advertising, meaning how you're utilizing the back cover, the back inside cover, the tear-out cards in the magazine, the front inside cover, how you're customizing that. People are enjoying it, but we see from the stats, guys, that they also want it to be changed out frequently. So they want to see different ads coming in. And remember, you have hundreds and hundreds of different options. Here's just some testimonies that we grabbed off of from our website. You guys can check them out at remindermedia.com, or you can go to our Facebook page. But check this one out. A family friend loved a recipe that came from the magazine and made it for a party. She shared the magazine with a guest who loved it and also wanted to sell their home. The other one, this is from a financial advisor. One of my clients who receives the magazine called me and said she used one of the recipe cards for their Christmas dinner, loved the tear-out cards. So those are just examples of what we've heard. I had a financial advisor at Morgan Stanley, literally had a client make a pie from the magazine, brought the pie into the office to thank them for it. So this is the type of advantage that you can get when you're utilizing your magazine and you're customizing it to just get that buzz going, that gratitude going, which is ultimately triggering that reciprocity effect that I talked about. So make sure you're taking advantage of doing your customizing of your magazine. Specifically for the ads, what I want to talk about is using a custom ad. So not only do you guys, when you log into your interface, you're going to have hundreds of different options for ads, but we can actually make custom ads for you. And where this is really nice is you can focus on something that you want to maybe target for the holidays. So not only business-wise could we make like a listing ad for you and maybe spruce it up and make it all Christmassy or something like that, but more importantly, it can give you a chance to kind of connect to your community. So I mentioned on your mailing list, you should add your partners, right? And you should maybe do something with your partners. You could utilize your partners in this aspect and do an ad together. But imagine if you focused on a nonprofit in your community, because all of you that are on this webinar really should be the community experts, the community advocates that I like to say. Meaning you're the one who's promoting the community, who's investing back into the community. So have us create an ad for you that where we focus on maybe the nonprofit in your community that you're passionate about. Not only is this something where you're giving back and it's a perfect timing for the holidays, but it also shows your clients that you're sending this to that you're more than just about business, but you're about growing and investing in your community. And psychologically, there's this thing called the halo effect, where when you associate yourself with something like a nonprofit or something where someone's doing good work, they're automatically placing that image on you. So there's science behind this. So I want to focus you on maybe doing a custom ad for your business this year where you could focus on a nonprofit. One of the popular ones that our clients do is they build a collage of what happened to them this year with their clients, meaning all the homes maybe that they sold or the families that they helped. They do a collage of all those families. We could help you put that together. And the idea here is to really express to your clients this thankfulness, this gratitude, this investment back into them, thanking them for such a great year, but at the same time placing an image on you and your business of the image that you want to give back to the community, that you're thankful for all the business and all the clients and families that you've helped this year. So you can partner with one of your business partners to create this ad. You could even do an ad for them if you were looking for a way for them to maybe cut down, or you to cut down on the cost of your magazines and them to chip in. That's something that we could help you do, doing a custom ad. You can also use our template ads. So I want to point out this custom ad thing for customizing your magazine, but I don't want you guys to see this as a sales pitch by any means. We will create whatever ads you want. You also have custom ads template ads in your account interface all ready to go that you can utilize for the holidays. So take advantage. Don't send out the same magazine with the same back cover that you've been doing all year. Get into your account interface, talk to one of your coaches, update your ad to give it a little bit different feel for the holidays. And then when you're thinking about your ad, we're about to get to utilizing your magazine. Think about that ad in terms of your follow-up. How can I utilize this in my follow-up? Because remember I said, guys, imagine if you just took advantage of that travel stat where 39 million families are traveling for Thanksgiving. You called your whole database, checked in to see what their holiday plans were, and encouraged them to take the magazine with them on their travel. Here's another touch point for you. If you do a nonprofit ad where you're raising money for one of your local community charities, now you have a touch point. You have a reason to call your whole database and literally build a relationship with them. And it's not about your business. It gives you a great chance to have a conversation, a reason to call, and it's supporting something in your community, which again triggers that buzz that you're looking for. Take advantage of customizing your holiday covers. So what I want to encourage you guys to do specifically for this issue, right, is we always sell and pitch this issue to our people that are interested in joining American Lifestyle Magazine as, hey, don't do what everybody else does and sends a holiday card this year. Be unique, stand out, do something different, send the magazine. The magazine is actually more cost effective than a Hallmark card. But where you can really make an impact is use a personalized photo on your cover. So I know that's not normally common for businesses to use like a personal photo. We see a ton of success when you put like a picture of you and your family or you and your pet on the magazine. Maybe you have some group, like let's say you were in Big Brother, Big Sister or something like that and you were helping out with that. Imagine you putting that picture on the magazine. The idea here is give them a window into who you are personally so they can get to know you more as Luke, their friend, not Luke, their real estate agent. So upload a more personalized photo for your holiday covers. Take advantage of our holiday cover options. So we do a lot more cover options for the holiday issue than we do any other issue to give you a chance to choose the one that you think will resonate best with not only you and what you want, but also what you think your clients will resonate with. And obviously we have clients from all over the nation on this webinar. So we try to pick cover options and create cover options that will be relatable to where you're at geographically. But the main point of this slide right here is updating your personalizing your magazine with a personal photo so they can get a window into who you are. Utilize the front inside letter. So I'm surprised so many of you don't take advantage of writing a personal letter to one of your clients. Especially the clients this year that maybe have done something big in their lives. Like let's say your clients that have done a transaction with you. Take the time to write something personal to them in the letter to show them that, hey, look, I'm actually, this is something that I care about you. I want to get to know you more. Take advantage, go into your account interface. You can literally write these letters down to the individual. But you could do something like I put up here. This was actually something that one of our clients did. They did the night before Christmas, but it's the Real Estate Agents edition. So take some time when you guys go back to the recording. Take some time to read this because it's hilarious. It was the night before Christmas, but it's the Real Estate Agents edition. But utilize this front inside cover to really target those mailing lists that I talked to you. As you update your mailing list, think about the letters in terms of who you're sending it to. So you have that segment of your friends and family. You have the segment of where you're updating, all your clients who have done a transaction from you. You can, if you don't have time to write a letter to every single person in your database, you can literally segment them out just by how I told you to update the mailing list, where you write a specific letter for those people to the message that you want to get across to them. So get into your account interface. It's really simple. If you need help, you can get on the phone with one of your marketing coaches and they'll walk you through exactly how to do it. But don't lose the advantage that you can have specifically to your advocates. So I had a conversation with an Ameriprise advisor a couple weeks ago, went and saw him for lunch, and they talked about there's advocates in my business. There's not everybody. I believe he had like 700 people that he was reaching out to and touching base with. And he was talking about 8 to 10 people that were super, super strong advocates, meaning they were giving referrals all the time. Make sure at the very least you think to yourself, who are the advocates in my database? Who are the advocates in my downline? And write a letter to them specifically thanking them for how they've changed your life this year, how they've changed your business this year, and just showing them gratitude and thankfulness for what they've done. All right, now let's get into utilizing your magazine. First is make sure you're ordering promotional copies. So for those who don't know, you have the chance to order copies where we actually bulk ship them to you. So you don't have to send them just to recipients on your list. You can actually have magazines sent to you. So order promotional copies for the holidays because you're going to be at networking events and you're going to be at holiday parties. You might be at community events. We can customize your promotional copies differently than we can customize the magazines you actually send to your recipient list. So that letter, when you actually set up that letter, guys, we can actually focus it to be to people that maybe you don't know, that you're meeting at your fall festival or that you're meeting at your holiday party. If you're a financial advisor on this webinar, I know a really popular thing for you guys to do is seminars. You can customize your promotional copies for the seminars that you're going to do this fall and winter, and we can have it speak directly to what you want to accomplish at that seminar. So take advantage, order your promotional copies. Maybe you're throwing an open house, and maybe you want to do your open house holiday themed. We can match your promotional copies to go along with your open house. So think about if you had like cookies you were making at your open house, they were Christmas cookies. Imagine if you chose one of the Christmas cookie recipes from your magazine, made those Christmas cookies at your open house, had them promotional copies there at your open house, and when the A-list clients are really coming in, the ones you know are really interested in buying or selling, you actually gave them a magazine, gave them the cookies, said, hey, by the way, the cookies that you're eating, they're actually from a recipe in my magazine. Again, what does this accomplish for you? What this triggers for you is it makes an impact. And an impact is what triggers their impression of you, of going, wow, look what they did for this open house. I mean, imagine if someone was coming in where you hosted the open house in this neighborhood. If you can't tell, I get excited about this stuff. But imagine you're doing an open house in a neighborhood and one person down the road is coming into your open house because they're maybe interested to see what this house is going to sell for because it's in their same neighborhood. And they come in and you've done something like that. Don't you think when they're now looking to go and sell their home because they see in their own neighborhood the price that you got their neighbor, don't you think when they see that, they're going to remember back to how professional you were in that open house, but more importantly, the impact and the impression you made? That's the difference maker. That's why you're doing these small little things like setting up your promotional copies with the recipe that you make at your open house, because it's all about the impression that you can make on people, because people choose you because of your brand, what they believe you bring to the table that separates you from your competition. So make sure you take advantage of that when you're utilizing your magazine. Take advantage of your tarot cards. This is the 84% are taking these tarot cards out of the magazine. Make sure you're utilizing your tarot card. You can utilize the recipes are our most popular. We have tons to choose from. Make sure they're specific to, going with maybe the holiday party that you're hosting. But you can also do stuff like referral cards. If you wanted to have a custom tarot card made, we could actually customize a specific tarot card for you. So you can really target this. You can put QR codes on your tarot cards if you wanted to. You could put your partners on your tarot cards. So there's so many creative and unique things you can do. Make sure you take advantage of it. Tie it into the theme of what your follow-up is going to be. So if you choose a recipe that you really like the Christmas cookie recipe, right? Now imagine you're calling your database of people once they receive the magazine. An easy conversation is to, let's say you called my wife Megan. Call Megan up and just say, hey Megan, was checking in with you and Luke. Hey, wanted to see if you got the magazine I just sent you. My latest issue came out. It actually made me think of you because I just got my copy. And I know I had a tarot card in there that talked about Christmas cookie recipes, and I made it the last weekend and it was amazing. I wanted to point it out to you because I thought you and Luke would enjoy it. Did you get the magazine? How are you liking it? How's life going? It gives you the perfect opportunity to have a reason to call and start a conversation. And then once you have that conversation, now, because it's not awkward, because you're not just calling and going, hey, it's Luke, your real estate agent, just checking in to see how things were going. Oh, by the way, do you have a referral? Because it's not stale like that. It's more about life and what's happening in life and gives you a nice conversation, nice icebreaker. Now you can turn naturally the conversation to, hey, Megan, I loved, the ability to sell you in Luke's home this year. Thank you so much for being a client. Just wanted you to know that I appreciate you. That's why I'm sending you this magazine as a gift. If you guys ever need anything, please let me know. Hey, and by the way, I'm really trying to grow my business. I'm setting my goals for next year. And I was really thinking about my clients that I service this year. And you and Luke kept popping into my mind because I really want to grow my business with more clients like you. And I was wondering, is there anybody that you know that might be interested in buying or selling? It doesn't have to be today, meaning like I'm not looking for someone if they're, have to buy or sell tomorrow. I love it. But it could be maybe you think they're looking in 6 months. Is there anybody that comes to your mind? Guys, the National Association of Realtors says the average person knows 5 people annually. So if you're sending this to 50 people, that means there's 250 opportunities out there for you to capture. They're not done deals, but they're opportunities. The average agent is doing 11 transactions a year. Imagine if you did 30 transactions. I think Tom Ferry just put out a stat not too long ago where he said there's only 3% of real estate agents that do more than 25 deals in a year. And so the point I'm trying to drive home is this tarot card. Why would you take the time to customize the tarot card with a cookie recipe or with some type of DIY tip or health tip? Get into your interface. Think strategically. What are you comfortable? What are you passionate about? What are you comfortable in calling your clients about? To use it almost as your reason to call. To say, hey, I thought you would enjoy this. That's going to make all the difference. That's that proactive marketing versus passive. Passive is just sitting back. The proactive is you're going to actually intentionally, and that's such a great word, be intentional about your actions. You're going to intentionally pick a Christmas cookie recipe and you're going to call your database of people just to check in, wish them happy holidays, and tell them, hey, you should try that cookie recipe because I put it in my magazine because I tried it and I loved it so much and I thought you would. Utilize your magazine by throwing a holiday party. So this is for all my people on the webinar that are super adventurous. So if you're a go-getter and you're a party person and you like, you're hospitable or whatever the great word is for it, you love networking, you love bringing people over, utilize your magazine for that. Utilize our downloadables. So we want to point you guys to free stuff that you get. If you're part of our database of people, if you're part of our clients, you get access to these downloadables where you can actually get this party theme kit. You can get Harvesting Happiness Potluck. There's tons of them where you guys can use these at your party to make you not only come across more professional, but more importantly, you can also share these with your clients. So this party that you throw, and think about this in terms of even an open house. When you do this open house and you theme it as like a harvest potluck or something like that, this is a nice takeaway that you could literally print out for all your clients if they're interested in throwing a little potluck or Harvesting Happiness potluck. So you can take advantage of these free printables and utilizing your magazine that way. Make sure you take advantage of social media. So all of these people, guys, that you're interacting with, they are on social media. Everybody that I'm coming in contact to these days, I'm connecting with them, guys, on Instagram. I'm connecting with them on Facebook. Make sure you're utilizing your social media. Utilize social shares. So this is where we actually take your content in your magazine. We splice it up digitally for you. We actually give you extra content like these party, themes, these things that you can give away to your clients. We make them digital for you. Make sure you utilize them over the holiday season, but don't just post them to your wall. If you have a business page, The problem is, guys, that business pages these days are not getting a ton of engagement. And the reason why is because Facebook has changed their algorithm to where you're not showing up in the feed nearly as often. So what you want to do is utilize these printables and these downloadables and these digital slices of content more personally. And what I mean by that is, imagine if for four people a day, you get on your Facebook page, right? And let's say, use Megan again as an example. You pick something that you think Megan might be interested, you go to her Facebook wall, you actually post that on her wall specifically, you tag her in it, and you go, hey, Megan, was thinking about you, thought you would really like this. That's going to do more good for you and open up the opportunity for you to get return on that through the relationship of being able to ask for a referral or really influencing the relationship so she remembers you and ultimately would use you again. So making it more personal, more specific, I'm seeing so much more success of that than I am of just business pages posting this content, because we all have to be honest with ourselves. Since so many businesses are on social media, I'm not saying don't post content, do that, but we all know because everybody's doing it, it's getting an influx, and that's why we're not seeing it anymore, because people aren't engaging with it. So utilize this content on social media more personally. Think about your database, post it to your wall, but more importantly, go and email it or post it to someone you think specifically would enjoy it. Go live, so utilize your Facebook Live and your Instagram Live. Facebook and Instagram are favoring lives right now. So just as I told you, the business pages aren't getting time in the news feed because the algorithm that Facebook has created now reduces that. Now, guys, they are favoring lives. This will not last forever. It's already decreased a little bit since it launched, but they're favoring lives more, that when you go live, Instagram is still notifying people when you're live. So guys, utilize the live, do a recipe, point it out from your magazine, go live when your new or holiday issue hits mailboxes, go live. Let everybody know of your friends, hey, my magazine just hit mailboxes. If you want some, I ordered some extra ones for my home. I'd be happy to drop it off to you if you don't have one. So guys, utilize the magazine to make it now digital, gives you something to post about. Go live at your holiday party. I want to throw out to you to do a gratitude challenge. So this will give you something really relevant, but it also gives people a window into personally who you are. Do a gratitude challenge where you count down to Thanksgiving, going live every day, saying something you're thankful for, hashtag it as, you know, your local community's gratitude challenge, and have your friends start posting what they're thankful for every day as a countdown. It gives you a way to start a conversation in your community, connect with your database, give people a window into who you are more personally. And the reason why I got into relationship marketing, guys, is because I believe that every deal that's ever closed, doesn't matter if it's a multi-million-dollar deal or if it's a $99 deal. Every deal that's ever closed is closed on the backbone of a relationship. Meaning people have to know you, like you, and trust you in order for you to have the opportunity to do business with them. So the purpose of a gratitude challenge, the purpose of posting content onto someone's wall personally is what? Is to get known, but more importantly, to get liked and to get trusted, so they understand who you are, what you believe in, because people want to do business with people that believe the things that they believe in, that they like, that they can relate to, and that's what you're trying to accomplish by utilizing social media. You can also run a contest on social media. You could feature holiday recipes, a popular one that we've seen in the past. Families tend to have traditions, so the traditions a lot of times revolve around recipes. So utilize this and actually go on your social media, go on your Instagram and say, hey, doing a challenge, want to hear all your family recipes. I'm going to pick a winner, and that winner will be featured in my holiday issue, my magazine. And imagine how special, not only will you create this kind of buzz of people submitting their family recipes to be featured in your magazine, but now imagine when you pick the winner, you can go live with that winner. Or when you send it to the people, you can actually feature them in your magazine with a picture of you and the winner in there. It's just another thing to be unique, to stand out. It gives you a chance to engage with your database of people. You guys can check out our current recipe promotion. If you go to creative.remindermedia.com, you can see our recipe promo there. So it just gives you guys kind of an idea of how you can utilize your magazine on social media to ultimately get known, liked, and trusted. This is a perfect opportunity for you guys to use your digital edition. So for those who don't know, you can do American Lifestyle Magazine obviously through the print, but you can also purchase the digital version of that. The digital version comes out monthly. And not only can you share the whole digital version on your social media, you can actually share each individual article. So it gives you multiple pieces of content that you can share. And you can utilize the digital edition in ways just like you utilize the print magazine. You can customize your letter. You can customize what you're sending to your clients from the email perspective to connect with them, guys. So you can obviously target the people you think will enjoy this more. Another way to utilize your digital edition is through text message. So I believe it's over 90% of all text messages are seen and read, meaning text message is what email was 10 years ago. Email was so hot and everybody was using it and was getting so much return because it was so new. Text message right now hasn't been destroyed by marketers. We haven't blasted people with ads through text message. It's a perfect opportunity where you can send your digital edition digitally through a text to all of your database of clients. And guys, the digital edition doesn't come across like as an ugly link when you send it in text. It actually comes across as a picture. So imagine when you get to Thanksgiving or a week out from Thanksgiving, you text everybody in your database or the important people in your database going, hey, thinking about you today. Hope you're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Wanted to send you my digital edition. There's an unbelievable apple pie recipe, or there's an unbelievable turkey recipe in it that I thought you might like, or thought might make, you guys might enjoy it at your Thanksgiving dinner. So it's a perfect opportunity to where you text everybody in your database. They all think you're getting a personalized text from you, but you're actually texting everybody. And it's a way to connect with them. If you do this successfully, this is the roadmap of ROI that you guys should be seeing in your business. The ROI for referrals is a 38% referral rate. So if you're sending to 50 people, and some of you who have been on my webinars before hopefully have seen this before, because I try to drive this home every chance I can get. If you're sending to 50 people, you should be seeing a 38% referral rate. That's 19 referrals, guys. I don't know your average closing rate, so I just use 50%. For some of you, it's probably a lot higher. For some of you, it might be less. But that's 9.5 clients. The average home in America is selling for around $200,000. So at a 3% commission, it would be $6,000 GCI. And then obviously timesing that by the amount of referrals you're closing, that's how I'm getting this $57,000 worth of profit. The numbers in here, guys, that you're seeing, you have to plug your numbers in, but what I want to drive home and I want you to focus on is that 38%. So the people you're sending to on your list, this statistic is coming from when we're measuring these 40,000 plus clients that we're working with this year. This is the type of return that we're seeing on average. So what you should be thinking to yourself is, out of the 50 people that I have on my list right now, or whatever that number is, 38% are going to give me a referral. Now the key here is that you can't think that you are going to send this magazine out for the holidays and 19 referrals are just going to come to you and walk to you. There's nothing that I've ever done in my career and in business, and I have tons of friends that run businesses. They say the exact same thing. It doesn't happen like that. That's the mistake that so many people make. What you have to translate in your mind is you have to set a challenge for yourself. You have to go, hey, I know there's 38% out there that are going to refer. So I have to go get those referrals. How do I get those referrals? I got to put myself in position to be able to ask and capture them. That's why you're doing all this customization with your magazine, why you're doing the party, why you're doing the follow-up call or the text message, because it puts you in the position to where you know if I ask everybody on my list, I'm going to get 19 referrals. Now this happens over the course of you using this for 6 issues, but this is the challenge that I want to throw out to you of why you want to take advantage of this time with a holiday issue, because you have so many easy, unique conversations that you can have with your clients. It's an easy way where you can do a touch point to your database to put yourself in a position to ask for that referral very naturally, and it also, you get to take advantage of the natural reciprocity effect that's happening around the holidays, the natural thankfulness that's happened because of what you've done for them this year, and people are in a natural state of gratitude. On the repeat business side, this is the statistics we're seeing. I always throw in that so many of us were instant gratification people, meaning we want to do something today and reap benefits today. You need to think a lot of times, especially in the real estate business or financial business, insurance business, it's a lot like farming, meaning you have to put in the work, you have to farm, you have to till the land, plant, you have to prune, all these good things. And that's then comes to the season where you reap your reward. So when you think about your repeat business, you know, the average person is moving around 5 to 7 years. So we'll use 5 years for this roadmap. If you invest $3.79 per issue into someone and you send them this magazine, it's $24 a year. If you invested that for 5 years, it's $125. And again, using the $200,000 average home sale price and a 3% commission, you're getting $5,875. How many of you today would invest $125 in a stock to receive $5,875 from that stock 5 years from now? Obviously, the numbers are a no-brainer. That's the aha moment that you have to have, and you have to think to yourself, how do I nurture this relationship for 5 years? How do I make sure that I'm in front of them, that I'm invested in them, that I can keep that business so when they need to move, they think of me. When they need to invest, they think of me. I wanted to throw these numbers up on the screen for you guys so you have some benchmark that you can hold yourself to, that you can hold us to, that we can work with you and coach you to do, because these are the averages that we're seeing across our client database. That this is the type of return we want to see for your business and should be seen for your business, because all of you, and this is maybe speaking to the people on the line that don't use us but maybe have interest, all of you signed up for this magazine because you love the quality of it, right? And you saw potential for what? You saw potential for ROI in your business. That's the reason why I got into this business. It wasn't I have blood, sweat, and tears in American Lifestyle magazine. I love it to death. But I don't wake up every day to create a magazine. I wake up every single day to figure out what's the best way to help my clients connect to their database of people that would keep them top of mind, and more importantly, put them in a position to where they have the ball, where they can take action themselves, put them in a position to where they can actually go out and proactively hunt and get referrals and get repeat business. And that's why the magazine has been so successful for us over 15 years of doing it, is because it not only is a great way to keep in touch, and it's high quality, and it's, you know, it's going to stand out more than a holiday card's going to stand out, or more than a postcard mailing or something like that. But more importantly than just the standing out, it puts you in a position to be proactive. It puts you in a position to take advantage of the conversation piece that will ultimately lead to where you can ask for more business, to where you can nurture the relationship and have conversations. The main reason we don't follow up with our clients, the main reason we don't have conversations is because we feel awkward and we don't know what to talk about. I've been there. It's been the same. I've started out in sales. It's really hard to call people when you feel you're only touching base to ask them for referrals. That's the key to your content-based marketing, to your relationship-based marketing. It's more about the client than it is about you and your business. It's more about, hey, what's going on in their life? What do they enjoy? Which ultimately triggers that reciprocity effect, but more importantly, the relationship where you're known, liked, and trusted. So guys, I want to offer you guys, everybody who's on the line that has, been a customer of ours, I want to encourage you to take action. We reward action takers in our business. So add recipients to your next mailing, and I will pay for half of them up to 20. So if you add recipients to your next mailing, say you add 20 people to your list, maybe they're your old forgotten leads, maybe they're friends and family, I will pay for half because I want you to take advantage of it. For anybody who's interested that has never used our program before, please check out our testimonials page on our website. Check out our Facebook page. We want to talk to you. I want to encourage you to take action as well. I'll give you 15 free magazines for any new sign up, so you can utilize them at your open house if you want to, or you could utilize those on your mailing list. Just to encourage you, this webinar, I want to earn your business. It's not necessarily about earning your business. It's more educational, so please refer to it. But would love to take advantage of this if you guys would add to your mailing list, or if you would actually sign up for the magazine. Would love to give you a chance to experience the promotional copies sent to you so you could utilize them and hand them out at your next holiday party or the festivities that you're going to do this year. So I want to open it up to questions and hopefully answers. Hopefully I have answers for you guys, but questions at this time. I know we have a bunch of questions that have been coming through the whole webinar. Really appreciate you guys sticking with me. We still have a ton of people on the line. So if you want to chat your questions in, I will answer them. If I can't get to them, we will follow up with you. You can get on the line with your marketing coach. They will talk to you. But I'm going to let Jesse kind of ask me the questions, and then I'm going to answer them for you guys.
All right. Thanks, Luke. The questions that are coming in are awesome. I just want to say hi to everybody. We have people from Florida, Ohio, Maryland, Texas. It's awesome to see everybody on here. So the first question is, how do you follow up when someone clicks on the digital magazine?
So if someone clicks on your digital magazine, I think this is a perfect opportunity for you to follow up through text message, because we're seeing so much. If you look at the statistics of internet traffic and how people are viewing things, we're seeing so much transfer to mobile. So chances are they're on their mobile application, whether it's a phone or an iPad or something like that. So I would take advantage of texting them and say to them, hey, hope you enjoyed the digital magazine that I'm giving you. Is there anything that you really like? Now, already, right, that they have clicked on your magazine, that they've looked at it and those good things. It gives you a perfect opportunity to touch base with them. If you're really good, you will send an article or you'll send something in that magazine through that text that they enjoy. So this comes down to, and it's always the pain is knowing your database, because it takes time. But if you can know your database intimately, the people intimately, you'll have more success. Meaning, if you know your digital edition and Luke really loves, let's say, travel or loves skydiving. I think we did an article on skydiving recently, right? So you could send him a text when he clicks on your digital edition that hey, Luke was thinking about you, man. I sent you a digital edition. It made me think about you because of this article in there. Hope you're doing well. 90% of the time, plus, Luke is going to see that text. He's going to read it. If you can, end your text message in a question, because questions have to get responses. Right? So it gives you the chance to open up that conversation. It's the same when you want to get people to respond, you want to end in getting them with a question that you almost pretty much know the answer to, that you can keep the conversation going. So I would encourage you, when they click on your digital, a great way to follow up is text. You can obviously follow up through email as well, but you want to take advantage that they're viewing this on a digital format, and you want to take advantage and respond with that, because they're more likely to respond that way. It's a great question.
All right, so the next question is, I currently send 50 issues per month plus digital. Is it a bad idea to rotate recipients every other month?
So I'll answer this, that statistic of 38% comes from the data of sending it to recipients for 6 issues. So if you send to 50 for 6 issues, you should get 19 referrals, should be your goal that you're after, because that's the average we're seeing across our client base. So I would encourage you to stick with that. I will make this point, though, to you. I don't see rotating your mailing list as a bad thing if you are proactively taking advantage, or proactively pursuing. So the point I would make is, let's say Jesse's on my list, and I hit her with a magazine. Then I take and I rotate the list, so now I have Bobby on my list, but I hit Jesse with the digital edition the next time. I'm still keeping in touch with Jesse frequently, but more importantly, then I follow up with a phone call to Jesse, and I still utilize that magazine that I sent to her to have the conversation. I still see you getting results from that. What you have to be careful of is rotating your list. A lot of times what happens is you rotate your list, but now you're only touching base with Jesse one time every quarter instead of one time every 2 months, or one time every 4 months, I should say, instead of one time every 2 months. And so is it bad that you're not touching base with Jesse more? Ultimately, I would say yes, because I have found, and in talking with people, and if you guys read the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, I'm not going to say 33 touches is the exact that you should do or have to do, but I definitely know that you have to do more than 12 touches to your clients every year. And that should be 6 of them should be the magazine, the others should be the phone calls, that's proactive, it should be a text message, it should be an email, to where you're touching base with your clients at least 12 times a year, so you can actually, because think about it, if it's 12 times a year, it's 1 time a month. It's 1 time a month. Can you develop a friendship with somebody or a close relationship with them only talking to them or only touching base with them 1 time a month? Usually it's not a very, very close friendship. So you got to think of your business and touching base with people a lot like you think about just life and your friendships, because your business, especially in real estate or in finance, is so much about your friendship with the person, your ability to build. I shouldn't even use the word friendship as much as I should use the word relationship with them, as much as you can build a relationship with them. So I don't discourage rotating your list, but I would discourage you rotating your list if you're not going to do other things like the phone calls, sending a digital edition. I would not encourage you to rotate your list at that point, because you're just reducing your chances of getting results. And think about, if you're rotating your list, sorry to go on to that question, but if you're rotating your list for the savings, it should pay for itself. If you're proactive, this whole marketing thing should pay for itself 10, 20, 30, 40 times over, because if you're sending to 50 people 6 issues, it's like $1,200. So if you get one commission check at 6,000 GCI, you've paid for the thing. So you should know, you should at least get one deal. If you're not getting one deal, it's because, one, you're either not attributing it to the magazine and you're saying, well, I don't really think it's the magazine that did it, or two is you're not being proactive about your marketing. So I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I had to say that hardcore statement. You should at least get one deal.
All right, so the next question is, what is the best time to call customers so the call is welcome and not a bother?
So this is a great question, and I don't have, unfortunately, a great answer for you. I do know, like, when I've made prospecting calls and client-based calls, you know, I tried specifically, you know, my brother tried at like early in the morning and in dinner. And one of the things I laughed about, or after dinner, I should say, and one of the things I laughed about is we thought we were having a ton of success early in the morning, and then we had no success. And then we thought we were having a ton of success after dinner, and it's kind of flip-flop back and forth. My thought process, how I think about these problems when I'm trying to grow Reminder Media as a business, that's probably the best way to answer it. A good point for you guys would be, look at what someone does, not what they say. So when I try to grow our business, when I face problems like this, I literally try to think of myself as the consumer and go, if someone called me, when would be the most inconvenient time to call me? Right? When would I be super upset? I know the stats say, there's great stats on InsideSales.com that give you like the exact day and the exact time that you have the most success to call. So you guys can go to InsideSales.com to check out that study. I forget what day it is. I want to say it was Wednesday, but I forget off the top of my head. But my point being is that think about, don't call during dinner time, obvious, right? I would not call during I would not think that lunchtime was the best. I would think that earlier in the morning, probably around 8 o'clock, maybe around 7:30 would probably be the best chance to reach somebody. And then after dinner would probably be the best chance to reach somebody. Not too late, not like 9 p.m. or something like that, but probably around 7, somewhere around there would be my natural instinct, because when am I going to pick up the phone, my cell phone ringing? You're not going to catch me a lot of times during the day because I'm super busy, but you're going to catch me probably around those times, maybe around lunch, maybe the later afternoons when I've gotten most of my work done and I'm starting to just kind of die down and shut down for the day, maybe 4 o'clock. So not a great answer for you, but attack the problem just like you're a consumer, if that makes sense.
All right, the next question is, how do you handle not getting any responses from your mailing distribution?
So not getting any responses, what I would tell you is twofold. Either one is your client list hates it, right? Is that it's the wrong list, they don't like the magazine, it's not resonating. Or two, you need to chase their responses, right? So the point being is that there is the potential that they don't enjoy it. Like, I'm a realist with myself. I don't believe everybody's going to engage or respond to American Lifestyle Magazine. I wish it would be so. I should make a plug for our other magazine right now, Start Healthy. We just released a health magazine not too long ago that's all about celebrating health. So maybe they would enjoy that magazine more than they would enjoy American Lifestyle Magazine. So that's an option for you. But so maybe they don't like it, but you need to find out. So if you're not getting responses, I would chase down those responses. It's a perfect way for you to call them, right? So it's a perfect conversation to have, is call your whole database and then literally ask them, hey, I'm sending you this gift because I really enjoy talking to you. I really, obviously, or sending this to you. I really enjoy you being a client and wanted to see what you thought about it. I love this aspect of it, and see what they think. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to have a conversation with your clients that will end up into you being able to turn that conversation into where you need it to go from a business standpoint. The caution I would give you is make sure you're a realist with when you're doing these follow-ups and when you're doing these calls, meaning you have to send something to your clients. So one of the conversations I have with people who are canceling the program, because I'm always trying to learn, like, where did we go wrong? How can we improve the product? What can we do to resonate better? Is I always go, okay, now that you're canceling American Lifestyle Magazine, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to keep in touch with your database? Like, what's on your mind? And they usually haven't thought through or thought about the next thing they're going to do. And regardless of it, I want to keep them as a client, but regardless of if they're using me or not, you have to do something to keep in touch with your relationships. You have to do something consistently. There's 3 things that have to happen for any follow-up program. If you guys haven't seen my webinar, Secrets of a Top Producer, over 15 years, there's 3 things that we've seen has to happen for any good follow-up program. Has to be done consistently, has to create impact, and has to be branded with your information. The most critical of those 3 would be the impact, where everybody falls down. So we do things consistently, but you can send a piece of trash to somebody consistently and it can be branded with your information. Is it going to create impact? Is it going to be something that people perceive value in, that they're thankful that they receive it, that they see that you actually care about them? Because this impact is what Brian Buffini talks about when he talks about the buzz. He's talking about the same thing. I'm calling it impact, which leads to what? It leads to advocacy. It leads to them taking, wanting to give you something, wanting to support you. I shouldn't even say give you something, it's just support you because they appreciate you. They appreciate the relationship. So if you haven't gotten responses, I would love to talk to you. I want to get you on the phone with your marketing coach too, so we can coach you on how to do the follow-up. But seek out those responses. Like, call them, text them, email them, and then let's start picking apart, okay, why? Why aren't they liking it? What can we change? If there's nothing we can change, how can we develop a follow-up program for you that's going to resonate with your database? Because that's what I'm super passionate about. Because if you keep in touch with people, that's what's going to generate the referrals. But this is great question. So let's do one more question, and then we'll answer probably the rest of the questions through email. But really appreciate you guys being on the webinar today. What's the last question, Jesse?
All right, so the last question is, how do you co-advertise with partners and distribute the magazine for more sales?
All right, great question. So we actually have a webinar that's on our YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/remindermedia, that talks about partnerships and obviously customizing your magazine with partnerships. But some quick points that I will give you is the best place to start with your partnerships are the places that you give business to. So a real estate agent, your mortgage company, title company, insurance company, that's a great place to start. As a real estate agent, maybe you have a landscaping company or a contractor. So think about the people that you give business to all the time. Start there with your partnership, because a lot of times your mortgage broker will partner with you just to keep the relationship, so you keep giving them referrals. So it's an easier way to get the partnership going. So start with the people you do business with. What you're going to do is you're going to just source that partnership. Let's say it's your mortgage broker. Let us know. What we'll then do is set up from the administration side, so you don't have to worry about the billing and splitting the cost or anything like that. We can take care of the billing on our end. I will make the caveat that you have to follow the RESPA guidelines. If you're a real estate agent, compliance and all that good stuff, talk to your broker. They'll have the answer for you on this. But like for the magazine, you can't like have a partner like a mortgage person on the tarot card and have them pay for the whole magazine. They can only pay for as much as they're getting from an advertising perspective. And so, talk to your broker owner about that. But the idea would be you get your mortgage partner that wants to do it with you. Let's say they get the back cover, the back inside cover, and you charge them 90 cents per magazine that goes out. We'll take care of the billing on that and split the cost and all that good stuff, so you don't have to worry about it. We'll also create an ad for them, so if they want to create a custom ad or something like that, or if you guys want to do it together and use the idea in the webinar, we'll help you create all that. And then at the end of the day, the magazines are going out, and it's an opportunity for you guys to cross-pollinate databases. So there's a webinar on this where we go into more detail about it, and then you can obviously talk to your marketing coach, but you'll source the partnership. Start with your partners that you do business with. Bring your magazine with you. They want to see the magazine just like you want to see the magazine, so bring your magazine with you, and then share with them that it's a perfect opportunity for you guys to cross-pollinate. I'll tell you a great story. My brother partnered with a landscaping company, and what was cool about it is they didn't actually end up going in his magazine the first couple times. They gave him they gave him a yard sign, or basically their sign on their yard, and in replacement, they didn't pay for his magazine at first, but in his magazine, he put their ad in their magazine. They put him on the yard sign on the big roadway. So he didn't get like a physical payment, but he got basically, it was like a bartering payment. So there's really creative things you can do. Like think of a restaurant, you could do a coupon, right? So if the mom and pop wants to do a coupon on the magazine, it would be awesome that they could get $20 off, let's say, at their next meal. That's a perfect thing that you can put on your tear-out card, supports the local restaurant, and then gives you a reason to call your database and say, hey, I just wanted to make sure you knew there was a $20 voucher in your magazine this time. So it gives you another touch point to your database to have a conversation, to put you in the position that I talked about, which is then asking for the referrals and all that good stuff. But there's some really creative things you can do with partnerships. So guys, thank you so much for all your questions. I know there's a ton more, so I apologize that we can't get to all of them. Appreciate you guys being on. Please check us out on social media. Jesse mentioned this at the beginning of the webinar. We want to hear from you. If you haven't sensed it, please know our passion is getting you results in your business. And in order to get results for you, we have to make sure we dive deep and understand your pain points, understand what's working, what's not working for you. If you're a client of ours, we have a private client group on Facebook that you can join. So if you want to go to our Facebook, you can get that. It's a client toolkit group that people are trying to share ideas. We're trying to foster the ideas and see what's working, what's not working. Join that group. Let's get to know each other. We're all in this for the same reason. Is you guys are trying to grow your business. We're trying to grow our business. And if I can help you guys grow your business, I know you guys will be clients for life. So that's what I'm passionate about. Please find us on social media. Look forward to connecting with you guys. Thank you for attending the webinar. Difference between a top producer and mediocre producers is top producers take action. I love closing with that statement because that is truly the key. Take action on one of the ideas. Customize the letter. Send a personalized photo for your cover for the holiday issue. Update your mailing list. Take action on at least one of the things that we talked about today and start seeing your business move forward, moving the ball down the field to ultimately score a touchdown and close a deal. So guys, have a great day. Thank you for attending.